In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I make $4,094 posting faceless videos to YouTube using Claude AI. And just so you know that I'm not bullshitting or anything like that, here's just the one channel where we are posting faceless videos. As you can see, $4,094. I can even reload this for you guys so you guys can just see that this is 100% real, as we can see right there. Now, let's get back to it. Now, a lot of people, when they think about YouTube automation, they think about a very saturated business model that everyone is talking about it. Now, here's the thing, all right? There are fewer people starting YouTube automation than, in 2023. It's insane, all right? Now, this means that there is less competition on YouTube, which is super cool. And as you guys can see right here in 2023, here's actually where the whole YouTube automation thing, really became something and people started looking into it. And then last year, in 2025, it had its biggest spike. And now the spike is actually going down again. It's going down again, right? Now, this is super cool because it makes it much easier for us to actually go viral. And I'll show you guys everything in this video. Everything. Like, trust me when I say everything, I mean everything. Like, it took me quite a while to plan this video out. So make sure to watch this whole video. Now, firstly, there's less competition than ever, but now we also have AI. We have Claude, we have ChatGPT, we have all of these AI tools to help us in this process, which makes it even easier. Now, with AI, we can almost completely automate the research. We can, with that, find infinite niches and video ideas that are actually proven to go viral. And then, this makes the content production like 1,000 times easier. I mean, for many of the tasks, you don't need to, do it yourself or spend money to actually hire freelancers. You can use AI to do much of the content production, which is super, super cool. In this video, I'll literally show you guys everything. Now, for the people who don't know, what this is and why this is so crazy is because this is the first time this is happening. It's been the lowest competition since 2023. That's 3 years. All right. Since then, it's been the lowest competition ever. Now, not only that, it's the easiest it has ever been to actually go ahead and create content, which is super cool. All right. Now, this makes it super beginner friendly for literally anyone. And, for the people who don't know who I am, maybe watching this video thinking, who is this guy? I'm Stefan, 24 years old now already. And, I'm currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month on my own faceless YouTube channels, as we can see here. And then I'm constantly starting new channels, as we can see right here. And then, I've posted 2 videos that made me over $42,000, here one $30,000, and then here one $12,000. Then I've scaled the channel from $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. As we can see right here, you can even look at the dates. And then, I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. Just like Martin's here, just as an example, who have scaled up to $31,000 in one single month, or even here, a student, $12,000 in one single month, or even here one $23,000, $24,000 in one single month, and many, many more. You guys can literally pause the video and read through all of these. Now, if you are interested in getting the exact same results, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work one-on-one together. Now, I would say let's get into the process. Let me first explain to you guys the whole YouTube automation system. Like, how does it actually look like for the people who have never heard of it? Now, firstly, we go ahead and we find an idea for the video. This is super cool. We can use AI for that already these days. Then we actually go ahead and create the video. We can also use a bunch of AI to actually go ahead and create the video. Now, we have a few options there, right? So either we create the videos ourselves, or we hire freelancers to create the videos for us. So that means a scriptwriter, which can be replaced by AI, voiceover artist can be replaced by AI, video editor could be replaced by AI as well. I always like to still work with my video editors, but that's completely up to you. Then a thumbnail designer can also be completely replaced by AI. Then we upload the video to YouTube. So we just literally go ahead and we create a completely free YouTube channel. We upload these faceless videos that, we have created to that channel. And then, we make money by monetizing our videos through ads. So let me explain to you guys the difference between, a personality channel and a faceless channel. The biggest difference for, these two is on the one, you must be in front of the camera, and on the other one, you don't need to. That's the awesome part about faceless channels. You can literally be anyone and post faceless YouTube videos. Now, if you have a personal brand channel, you depend on a personality, and it's not very delegatable, because if we look at, just as an example, me, I can just hire someone to create these videos for me. I have to create them myself. Okay. Now, I actually enjoy filming videos. That's why I'm sitting here. But, just as an example, Mr. Beast, he can't just get someone else to, create the video for him. But if you have a faceless channel, as you can see, like we don't see any faces in these thumbnails, we can hire a complete team to create the content for us. We can delegate all of the work. We can scale these channels way faster, because we can just, post more content, because we can create more content, because we can, hire more people to create the content for us. And, the coolest thing is there's no appearing in front of the camera required. And this can actually be sold, right? Most people don't know that you can actually sell a faceless YouTube channel, but yeah, you can, right? Now, the whole YouTube ecosystem, how YouTubers make money, how YouTube makes money, very simple. So we have a creator. So that's basically channels of people who create content for YouTube. And then we have the advertisers. So that's basically brands and companies that pay YouTube to run ads. Now, what YouTube does is, and that's pretty cool. So content creators receive about 55% of YouTube's ad revenue. And in 2024, YouTube's global advertising revenue amounted to approximately 64 billion US dollars. Now, what happens, all right? The advertisers actually come to YouTube and they pay YouTube to place ads on our videos. Then YouTube actually gives us a cut of 55% and YouTube takes the rest of the cut. That is exactly how the creators make money, and also the YouTube platform actually makes money. Now, how much money can you actually make from YouTube? So firstly, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I'll tell you more about that later. Sounds a lot, really not that much. All right, I'll tell you more about that. So how much money can you actually earn? So we have a cost per 1,000 views, how much advertisers actually pay for every 1,000 views or impressions on their ad. And then we have a RPM, which is how much you actually earn per 1,000 views. So if you have a $5 RPM, and you get 1,000 views, you get $5. If you get 100,000 views, you get $500. If you get 10 million views, you get $50,000. And if you get 1 million views, you get $5,000. Now, if someone wants to make 10K a month with YouTube, just quickly think about it, how hard it is to actually get 2 million views a month, posting on videos that people anyway want to see already. I'll show you guys in a second. Not that hard, all right? If we look at this channel here, just as an example, we can see Ultimate Discovery. It is a bigger channel already, but just alone this video here, that probably costed them, if even $50, made them round about $50,000, because this video got 10 million views. And the longer the videos are, the higher the RPM is. So it could also be that this video actually made them $100,000, which is super cool, right? Now, this is the exact system or business model that we use to scale one of our students, Martin, from literally $0 to $33,000 in just 7 months. The interview will be on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch that interview, super valuable, it is going to be on this YouTube channel. All right. Now, let's actually get into the whole process. And we start out this whole process with actually finding a niche. So the kind of category where you are actually going to post videos in. Now, when we're looking for a niche, we always have to keep in mind that there is supply and demand on YouTube. This is probably the most important part when it comes to YouTube automation, is seeing YouTube as a marketplace, because in the end of the day, YouTube is a marketplace of videos. All right. Now, just like any other market, YouTube has supply and it has demand. Now, what does that actually mean? Supply is basically how much content is there already, and demand is what do people actually want to watch? And we want to find a gap between these two. Now, what normal YouTubers would do is, like your personality channels, they take years to build their personal brands. They spend years building a connection with their audience, and it takes a lot of time and hard work, to build demand around them. They need to build demand around them. All right. Now, luckily with YouTube automation, we skip that whole process. We literally just look for a topic or a niche that, has a lot of demand, but no supply. And we supply those people with the kind of videos they actually want to see. That's how easy it is, So there is specific criteria we always like to look for whenever we are, looking for high demand, low supply, like good niches. And number one is there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply, which again is the most important thing. There are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. There are no smaller channels failing, super important. The niche is not older than 6 months. I can actually create better content than my competitors. And then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche, or you can also use AI. And then is this niche monetizable? Super important, otherwise you are not going to make any money. Now a huge bonus is if you can actually post long videos, because as I've already explained here, if you post long videos, you're very likely to make more than $5 per 1,000 views, which is super cool. All right. Now, very important is that this does not need to be 1,000% with all niches you find. It will be very rare that you find a niche that is 100% perfect from the beginning. If you can find one, that's, the time where you actually go ahead and make $50,000 in the first month, as I explained to you guys in the beginning of the video. Now, tools I would highly recommend, for doing niche research is NextLev. It's 13 euros a month. This is going to be the best 13 euros a month you will ever spend. Okay, it saves you a lot of time. I'll show you in a second how to use it and all of those things. But then we also have vidIQ. The free plan is more than enough. Okay, now how we actually do niche research is we use a dummy account. Now this is basically just a YouTube account that we only use for niche research. The YouTube homepage actually changed for our advantage, and YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we actually want to watch. Okay. Now, we can use that to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our YouTube home tab. I'll show you guys my account in a second. Now, instead of me explaining all of this, let me actually just show you how my YouTube home or how my dummy account looks like. Because once you have your dummy account set up, you can literally find endless niches with it. Now, if we look at just as an example, this is my dummy account. We can see here niche research account, and we can see like my YouTube homepage is literally just faceless content over like everywhere. And that's exactly what you want, because now we can use here just as an example, we can scroll down. And then we can use here just as an example NextLev, and we can filter this to, find small channels on our YouTube homepage, and here total views. And here we can find one, Prime Insights, a channel I didn't know, 19 videos, 30,000 subscribers, channel absolutely blowing up. That's how easy it is with NextLev, and that's why I highly recommend you guys to actually get NextLev. All right. Now, if you actually want to set an account up like that, you just need to go and create a brand new YouTube channel. Let me quickly show you guys in an incognito window. So, I would highly recommend you to actually use an account to do this. Like I'm just going to do it here in an incognito now to kind of simulate that whole process. All right. So what you're going to do then is you're going to search up anything you are interested in. For me, I'm just going to look up the biggest houses now. Houses, just to, give you guys an example. So then we are actually going to click on that video just like this. Let's just let it load. Loading super long. All right, so now it is done loading. Then what you do now is you let this video play. All right, and you actually go to your sidebar and you look for more faceless videos. But what is very important is that you only click on faceless videos. So like, for example, this video here, we can actually click on it because we can already see that this video is faceless. So we can just keep our cursor on that, click on that, and then we are on the next video. And you actually want to continue this for quite a while. But again, very, very important is that you only click on faceless videos. All right, you only want to click on faceless videos, not on, a bunch of videos that have like faces in them, because if you do that, then your homepage is obviously going to be full of that as well, because YouTube is only going to show you content that you are already interested in. And that's why we want to show YouTube we like faceless content. All right, you just need to give us faceless content all of the time. So here we can see again, we already get some smaller channels, which is also very good. We can also very often find a bunch of smaller channels here in the suggested bar. All right, so now let me continue. What else can you do actually with NextLev, which is super cool? With NextLev, you can actually go ahead and you can, watch or see the analytics, of these channels. So you can see the RPM, you can see how much money they're making, all of these things. So if we look at this channel here, just as an example, it's currently doing 3 million views a month. And with that, making $20,000. Now, this is always important to know, So you can actually decide, like, is it worth it for me to go into this niche? All right. That's very important. Okay. Now you guys know how to set up a dummy account. It's super, super easy, super simple, super simple. It does take a little bit of time. So you guys will have to be a little bit patient. But once that account is set up, it gets crazy. Now, what we also like to do is we like to create new niches using the niche transfer method. So once we find something using, the dummy account, we like to change up some things very often. All right. Now, instead of blindly copying something everyone else is doing, we use the niche transfer method to, literally 1000x our results. Now, this is essentially taking proven concepts on YouTube and moving them to different markets. All right. And this can be, no joke, anything: your title, your thumbnail style, your video style. It can be anything. Okay. Now, here are just a few examples. If we look at this channel here, Medieval Times Discovered. So they're posting videos on, medieval times. And these videos performed very, very well. Now, what did this channel do? They're posting the exact same style of content just for cavemen. These people here posting the exact same of content just for pirates. These people here posting the exact same of content just for homeless people. Now, what we can also always do is we can actually go ahead and post videos on, if someone is posting videos on the US, we can go ahead and we can post videos on Canada, on Australia, on Germany, on French or France, not French, but we can do that, right? And that is literally the easiest way of moving a niche to another space. Okay. Now, what we can also do is we can actually, move niches to different languages. And this is a game changer. And many people don't even know you can do this. This is probably the easiest way to get your first channel off the ground and start making money as soon as possible. Simply go ahead and whatever works in English, move it to a different language, right? Especially if you can speak multiple languages, this is a massive game changer for you. Now, due to AI, we can start channels in other languages with absolutely no problem without even speaking the language, okay? Now, in case you're already running a channel, it is a must to translate these videos to other languages. This will more than double your revenue without much extra work. Here are some examples. So we can see Der Commander, Espanol, I don't know this language, Ukraine, and France. One channel, all have the same videos. They're just in a different language. Now, we actually, moved niches to different languages is something that has worked extremely well for one of our students, Area, who went from $0 to almost $4,000 in just 2 months. I'll also link not link, but the video will be somewhere here on my channel. Just look for it, how we scaled her up. And if you're interested in the exact same thing, then check out the first link in the video description. Go ahead and book your call with me, especially if you're very, very serious with YouTube or building a YouTube channel. I don't want to work with people who are not serious, all right? Then, setting up your channel. Step 2. Super, super easy. Now, when we are setting up our channel, we actually do have different YouTube accounts. So we have brand new YouTube accounts, we have aged accounts, we have personal accounts, and we have pre-monetized accounts. Brand new accounts are literally just brand new accounts you can go ahead and create right now. Then we have aged accounts. These are very old accounts we can actually go ahead and buy. Just Google it. Can't show it to you now. I can't show it to you, all right? Then we have personal accounts, which are, just personal YouTube accounts that you use to, watch YouTube. That's a personal account. That's something. And then we have pre-monetized accounts. These are basically YouTube accounts that are already in the YouTube partnership program. If you need one, let me know. I can sort you out. Can also not show you now where to get them. All right. I'll leave it at that. Then we want to protect our channels from day one. So what we want to do is we want to use different email addresses for every single YouTube account that we create. We use different AdSense accounts. Now you can create different AdSense accounts using LLCs, okay? Then different browsers, and we want to use different Chrome profiles. Now this is extremely important because we want to separate our channels. If one channel, for example, gets banned, we don't want all of them to get banned, and that's why we want to separate them as much as just possible. Now, something you do not need is any proxies, anti-detect, or anything like that. You do not need any proxies. I've been doing YouTube for very, very long, and I've not once installed a proxy, anti-detect, or anything like that. You literally do not need that. All right. Now, when it comes to, warming up your account, and making sure that your account actually gets pushed, because there is something called a trust score on YouTube. And the more, YouTube trusts your account, the higher YouTube, or the more YouTube is actually going to push you. Now, here comes the thing, all right? We need to show YouTube that we are a real human behind the account, and that's why we need to warm it up. Now, we warm up our accounts to increase our trust score. Now, trust score is how much does the platform actually trust you. Now, what accounts actually need to be warmed up? Brand new accounts and aged accounts need to be warmed up. Now, we warm it. Now, how do we actually go ahead and warm it up? We use the account as a normal user. So we watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day. We subscribe, like, and comment to, different kind of YouTube videos. Obviously, we do not want to spam it, okay? Then we do this for at least 1 week plus to lower the risk of a low trust score. And then quick note, just have 1 to 2 channels warmed up and ready to go always, because it might be that you find a good niche and then you can't go into it because you don't have a channel that's warmed up. We always want to have, a channel that's actually ready to go. Now, also very important here, do not act as a bot. All right. If you're going to act like a bot, you're going to have a problem. Okay. The next thing is actually choosing a video topic. All right. Now, you can have the perfect niche, but if your video topics suck, your views are going to absolutely suck. All right. If you look at this video here, just as an example, this video got 2.5 million views on the first channel that posted a video on exactly this. And this video here, took this exact thing that's already working and moved it, not even moved it, just posted the exact same thing. This video only got 226 views. Why? Because of supply and demand. All right. I'll get into that a bit more in a second, but most people go ahead and copy videos one-on-one, and that is exactly why they fail. Okay. Now, you have to understand that supply and demand is not just important in your niche research, but also in the video topics you're going to choose. All right. Now, how are you going to find demand? You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels, look for recent trending formats, and do not copy the most popular videos from your competitors. This is what everyone does, and your channels will fail. Just alone, if you think about the whole supply and demand thing, like this, like if you're going to do what everyone else does, you're going to fail, right? Because there's too much supply. Think about it. All right. Then how to actually go ahead and find supply. Use your YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact video you want to go ahead and create. If it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, just go ahead and look for a different topic. Okay. Now, YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first. And if they have already seen that video multiple times, they do not have a single reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a completely different angle. Okay. Now, how does the perfect video topic actually look like? It's a topic that actually resonates with your audience. So do they even want to watch this? Some topics sound super interesting, but are very boring. So make sure your topic is not boring. Your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it's a trend. Repeat what has done well in the past. I'll tell you guys more on this later. And then leverage negativity, because humans respond way better to negative things. Now, what we also like to do is we like the topic transfer method. It's very similar to, the niche transfer method, but this is by far the most powerful way to choose video topics. And what you essentially do is you find winning video topics in other niches and move them over to your niche. This can work insanely well if it's done correctly. Now, if we look at just as an example here, we can see this video here was posted 2.7 million views 11 months ago. Why you wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times. Then we have this video right here. Why you wouldn't survive 24 hours in Stone Age. 9 months ago, 350,000 views. All right. So they literally took this video, changed it up a little bit, and posted it into a different niche. Then we have this video here again. So 2.5 million views. This one is about cats. This one is about dogs. Got 55,000 views on a brand new channel in 6 days. All right. This is how powerful it is to take stuff that is already working, just moving it to a different niche. Now, this is exactly what we did with Scott, who went from literally getting 50 to 100 views a video to almost giving up on his channel to $200 days within like a week. Interview is also on our channel, so you guys are completely free to watch all of the interviews after this video. All right, you first have to watch this complete video to actually know what to do. Now, doubling down on what works is also absolutely crazy. You just go ahead and you find something that works and gets views, if you have something like that, why would you want to reinvent the wheel? Double down on that topic until it does not work anymore. If you have something that works, do 80% of what works and 20% test new stuff. Now, this has worked extremely well with Andre, who, went from literally being monetized to $31,000 in just 4 months, which is absolutely crazy. You guys can read through all of this. Absolutely crazy. If you guys want the exact same results, where you can book a call. Now, we can also use AI for, video ideation, which is super cool. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to open up Claude, all right, because we're actually going to use Claude for this one. Now, what we're going to tell it is, pretend you are a YouTube automation guru and faceless channel expert. Write me a prompt to copy this style of videos. And I want a perfect ideation model. Write me video ideas based on these outliers that performed well on the channel, target clickbait and CTR. Write me a expert prompt. All right. So let's actually copy this and then paste this inside here. Here we have to change it to Claude. You can do Claude and you can also do ChatGPT, both of them. Like, I would still always do both. So we can just test out like, hey, which one actually gives me the best results? All right. So boom, copy, screenshot, then we just paste that inside here and then we send it off. And now it's actually going to create us a prompt that we can actually give back to it to, go ahead and, actually give us very good video titles. So it's going to study this. It's going to study exactly what this channel posted and why these videos went viral. And it's going to give us the exact same or very similar video topics. So we can actually also go viral on our Faceless YouTube channel. All right. So for the people who know, the videos are uncut. So we all wait together. All right. So let's have a look. Let's see what it does. Maybe I'll make a pause. I don't know. It's maybe going to take super long. I don't know. All right. Here it's starting. Let's see what it does. All right. Taking, again, super long, but we always wait together. All right. Now, in the meanwhile, let's actually have a look at this right here. So if you guys are interested in working with me, here again, we monetize the student like 20 days. Antonin, here one of our students, first $1,000 month in the first month, which is absolutely crazy. $4,000 in one single month, $18,000, $8,000, server play button, like it's absolutely crazy. Like if you're looking for the exact same results, not even joking, like you have to be super serious though. All right. If you're not going to be serious, it's not going to work. But yeah, then check out the first link in the video description. So here we already have something now. So let's see if it did generate the first batch of 15. No. All right. So let's give it this. Boom. Copy all of this and then paste it inside here. And then it's now again going to take super, super long to give us some stuff. So I'll pause for you guys now. I'll pause for you guys and to get you guys back once it's done. All right, so it's done. Luckily, you guys didn't have to wait. But here we have the first title. China just turned on a reactor that turns 20,000 years into, I don't know what that is. So super cool video titles. Like you guys can pause the video and read through all of this. But they are 100% video titles or video ideas you can actually take from these. Why? Because again, it took inspiration from the video topics that have already done very well. So like AI is crazy when it comes to coming up with video topics. We use that all of the time. All right. Now, when it comes to content creation, because that would be the next step, we now have a video topic. Now we need to get into content creation. Now, you have 3 different options for approaching content creation. You can either do it yourself, you can go with a hybrid method, or you can fully outsource it. Now, the hybrid method is where you do some, AI does some, and the freelancers do some, okay? Now, if you do it yourself, there's some advantages. Like, for example, there's basically no costs. So you have 100% profit margin. You learn new skills. You have full control over the process. Now, the disadvantages are it's not scalable, extremely time consuming, learning takes time, and without you, there's no money. Now, this is something I would start if I would actually have more time than I have money. Then I would actually go ahead and just do everything myself, okay? Then we have the hybrid method. The advantages are super low costs, All right. You do what you enjoy. So if you like scripting, recording voiceovers, these kind of things, you do exactly that. You have more control over the whole process. So you still have control how the video looks. Then the disadvantages are it's only partially scalable, time consuming, some capital is required because you are going to outsource something. And then without you, no income, because without you, you're not going to post any videos. Now, if you fully outsource, the advantages are it's not very time consuming, extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin. It's time, like you get time freedom because you don't have to work anymore. You work with experienced freelancers, and without you, you still have an income. Disadvantages are just it requires some capital. Now, for that, you would need around about $300 to $500. Okay, if you want to completely outsource. Now, where can you actually find freelancers? So, a thumbnail designer, we can use X. Here you can find really good ones: Fiverr, Upwork, YT Jobs, OnlineJobs.ph, or even ChatGPT. I can't draw the logo now, but ChatGPT, just as an example, let me actually show you guys very quickly how good it actually is. Let us create, and I'm not even gonna put a lot of time into prompting it now, but let's try it out. All right, can you please create me, I'm just prompting it with voice now, because that's gonna be faster, all right? Can you please create me a YouTube thumbnail on this topic? I'll also provide screenshots of my competitor channels that, I want you to kind of not replicate, but I want the thumbnail to be as similar, or my thumbnail to my topic to be as similar as just possible to those thumbnails or to that thumbnail style. I'll give you the topic as well right now. So let's see what it does. I didn't prompt it a bunch now. Topic, and then we just do that. And then let's make a screenshot of the channel. Boom. And let's actually paste it inside here. And let's see what it does. Because I know if you give ChatGPT a bunch of, info to a thumbnail, it's actually going to do it very, very well. So let's see what it does. I'll get you guys back once this is done. All right, the thumbnail is done. It doesn't look perfect. It's really not perfect, but it's crazy how well it does it. So I would for sure take away a bunch of text and stuff like that. But have a look how close it actually looks already. Now, if you put a bit of time into it and prompt it correctly, it's going to do magic for you, okay? So for script writers, Upwork, YT Jobs, OnlineJobs.ph, or even, ChatGPT, Claude. Claude is really good at writing scripts. You can do, anything with it. Then voiceover artist, Fiverr or 11 Labs. And then video editor, Upwork, X, YT Jobs, OnlineJobs.ph. And then what we can also do these days is we can use VidRush, which is super cool. This is basically an AI video editor. That's also something you can use. As far as I've heard from, our students and stuff, I don't use it, but it has massively improved. So this is something I have to look into as well, even more again, because it apparently has massively improved. And yeah, maybe I use it as well. I'll let you guys know. Then for a channel manager, now let's be clear, a channel manager, you do not need it until you run a few more channels. If you run one channel, you do not need a channel manager. If you run a few channels, then yes. Now, where can you hire them? Look into your friend group on Upwork. Look into your freelancers that you already have. That's what I do, just as an example, on YT Jobs or on OnlineJobs.ph. That's where you can also, hire managers. Then most commonly used payment methods is bank transfer, Wise, PayPal, or Remitly. Something I'd always recommend you guys to do is always ask the freelancers hey, through which kind of platform can I pay you? Because some of them or many of them are in third world countries and they don't have, for example, PayPal, Wise, all of these. So just make sure that you can actually pay them. All right. Then we get into our niche testing framework. So now we have the niche, we have the video topic, we have the video created, but now we need to test if the niche is actually worth it. So I follow this exact process with every single niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never ever work. So first thing, obviously niche research, then we choose our account, which you guys know already, how to choose the account and all of these things. What I can tell you is that a new account and a personal account are currently my favorites. Then we need 10 to 15 video topics at least. All right. Now these actually need to be good video topics. So I want you to go back again to, choosing video topics and really understand how to choose video topics, because that's going to be very important. Now the script, you're going to write the script with ChatGPT or even Claude, right? I always write ChatGPT because everyone knows ChatGPT, but you can also use Claude. All right. Then for the voiceover, we can use 11 Labs, which is an AI voiceover generator. You can even clone your own voice. You can create new voices. You can do so many things with it. But yeah, 11 Labs. And for the editor, I would use a freelancer. What I would recommend for the thumbnail, we can use a freelancer chat. We can do it DIY, so you can do it yourself, or you can also use ChatGPT, as I've already shown you. Okay. Now, what is very important is that your video is 1.5 times longer than your competitor video, that your thumbnail and your title are actually good, that they're actually something that has worked before. Okay. We don't want to go ahead and like play the guessing game. That's not what we do. We want to work with stuff that has already worked in the past. All right, very important. Then we actually get into the posting phase. And this is something that we do with everyone that we work with. And we do it together because, you know, we always want to test niches if they work or not, because we don't want to go into niches and post 100 videos and, you know, still don't get any views. So what we do is we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post. So this can be very random. We just want to show YouTube that there is a real human behind the account. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either the channel is actually going to pick up after, you know, 15 videos, max 15 videos, and then you actually continue to post. If the channel starts to get views, then you continue to post. If the channel does not pick up and nothing happens, then you don't post anymore. There are specific reasons why a channel fails. Like, for example, maybe your niche is bad. Maybe your video topics suck, your packaging, your video length, or you have a bad channel. If you have a bad channel, you will see that you don't get any impressions at all, and you just delete all of those videos and you post them to a different YouTube channel, okay? Now, if the channel fails, don't stop, you know, like, don't let it be your last channel. It happens, and it just happens. Happens to me, happens to everyone. Everyone starts channels that don't, you know, perform. Especially if you're going to start out, more channels are going to fail than channels are actually going to win. And that is very, very important, because from every channel, you need to go ahead and you need to learn why the channel failed. And you go ahead and you start a new one, and a new one, and a new one, and a new one. And some way something will work. Trust me. All right. So yes, then next up we get to monetization. Now this is probably the favorite part of everyone, and that's why everyone clicked on this video. Everyone wants to make money, but this is the coolest part, you know. That's the reward of, you know, going and, you know, posting good videos to YouTube. Now, I like to use the YouTube partnership program. This is the easiest way to monetize your YouTube channel, where YouTube pays you directly for the views you get. Now, for that, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Now, you know, I know it sounds like crazy. I know 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time sound a lot, but the people we work with get to this point on average in 3 to 6 weeks. And we just had someone doing it again yesterday, as we can see. Where is it? Where did they post it? Here, magic number of 1,000 subscribers, and they can apply for the YouTube partnership program. So it does not have to take super long, but it can also be super fast. Okay, so yeah, now you guys have the whole process. Now, if you want the exact same results as all of our students, like if, for example, 3 to 6 weeks on average to get monetized, and many, many more, let me actually go back to here. You know, like for example, this student can crush to $3,000 a month very quickly. Then here, absolutely blowing up a new channel. Here, a student hitting his first €171 a day, $25,000 in a single week, which is absolutely crazy. You know, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me, you know, but make sure that you're actually serious when you're booking a call. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.